All right, March 31st of 23 here. I'm working on a Ferrari 328. It's low mileage, I don't know, 5,000 miles on it, something like that. And these residual won't hold pressure. Checked it with the gauge, and I'm not a specialist here, but I went through it kind of methodically and checked the pump check valve. It was all good. I just isolated the pump and charged it up, by disconnecting this line here, and ran the pump, and electrical connector ran the pump, and then deadheaded it, and it held for hours. And then I put a rubber line in the return to tank, took a pliers, and the pressure falls off within 3 seconds, just gone. And it won't even come up to a full pressure because I think there's such a leak it can't do it. The pump just can't do it. So anyway, when I squeeze that return, it holds fine, great. So you check this, you check that, couldn't find any leaks anywhere, all the YouTube videos, the books, nothing. So I put a check valve in the fuel pump anyway. I cut the old one open. There's nothing in there really, just a nice little, it must be Viton or some type of rubber that doesn't degrade in the gas. There's an old accumulator I cut open, 35-year-old diaphragm as hard as a rock. But anyway, the distributor head on this is the 139 there, that's circled. And I thought, so I started running a little while this was on the car yet. I started running air through it, and I found that in this is a K Jet what Lamb does, so it's got the push-up valve and all that in the regulator. But anyway, so I put about 25 pounds of regulated air into here, the incoming fuel, and it was just spraying out here even when I held the regulator O-ring against its seat. That's a special O-ring on there. It's hard to find. It's an odd, it's almost like some type of elongated donut or something, or squeezed donut. But anyway, it was going, let me see here, where's it? Right when it was seated, it was coming out right through here. There's a drilled passageway in there. I have a wire in it right now. And it goes, maybe this will show, like I say, this is far from a professional video, but you can see that wire. It goes right into there, and then it just sprays out here, and that's the return to tank. Wow, it's gonna leak down instantly and not be able to build pressure. And I thought, what is going on here? Nobody's saying much about this online or in the books. There was one guy in Pelican Parts I wasn't familiar with. He was from Madison. I think he was in the medical field. Maybe Warren is his handle or something. He was really digging in and really making some good headway. And then I think he kind of gave up, and he got maybe a little bit of ridicule for his methods, but I thought it was fantastic. So I got to thinking, I better take this apart. And I was going to order a kit before I did it, but I just decided to take it apart. But my hunch is that this O-ring right here is the culprit, and it's no longer has a round profile. It's 35 years old. So I'm going to just replace that O-ring, and I'm going to put this back together just for the test to see if it will hold the residual, or whatever you want to call it, maintain pressure, static pressure once it's charged up. I think I'll just check it with the regulated air, 25 pounds, see what happens. Got another Ferrari 328 here. What is it, an 88.5 or an 89 ABS brakes. That one holds pressure good, 4 hours. This one here, it falls off in 3 seconds. And that, everybody says it's that O-ring right there, or maybe the one even here, right here. And then there's a tiny little O-ring that's doesn't seem to be available either. You got to take this little collar off, push this back, and there's a little circlip on there. You take that off. It's a delicate operation. You can pull that out then. Tiny little O-ring in there. I had that apart already, but I put it back together. That's not my problem. The more I learned an awful lot about this system, that's for sure, digging in like this. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will report back. I don't know how to slice videos, so the answer to this will probably have to be on another video. It's because I'm more of a levers and linkage guy. This modern stuff, digital computers, blah, 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 smartphones, it's perplexing. All right.